Hmm. Hmm. Leo, good evening, buddy. I can hear myself. One sec. I'm just eating some ice cream. Give me a moment. Just some ice cream. What's up, man? How was your day? What did you do today? Nice. What are you planning? Nice. Give me a moment. Mm. Nice. Firebase. Nice. Nice. All right. Cool. We're gonna start hacking in a minute. Let me finish my ice cream. Venom, thank you very much, buddy, for follow. Hi, sir. Hi, dear sir. Why are you not answering to me? Ah, exactly. Mary, okay. Cool. Okay, it's time to start working on something, right? All right. So I want to start today. I want to start today by taking a look at some of the errors last 24 hours I've seen. It would be nice actually to fix some of those. All right, let's start from this first one. Articles controller line. What was the line? 182. 182. Oh yeah, this one I'm actually aware of. So let's move to another one. This one is Let me just test something. Okay. So how did some actually manage to produce this error? Let me see. The only way I can imagine is that the ID was one, a string of one, like this one. Yeah, so super awkward. I don't think this happened, at least not with. Okay. User controller validation error line 407. 407. User create tags validation error. You know, a sec. It's been actually a while since we've tested the RSS parser. Parser error, wrong URL provided. Give me a second. Oh, so it's feed XML, my bad, okay? So actually that does work, right? Did it work? Yeah, it did work, okay. I'm just trying to get the bottom of some of those errors because somebody has experienced it. Programmer network verification message. Yeah, so actually that's okay, right? It's just, yes, it's probably someone tried to add the domain, but they didn't verify they verify their domain, right? Let's see, where did I? Yeah, this one, yeah. Throw new error program. Yeah, exactly. So that's good. So if it's not an owner, we what do? I do this message. I throw this custom error. Then we catch it here. We print it. And then please reach out to the administrator if the issue persists. Okay, so that's good. So this is not really an error. It's just even though why am I actually throwing the error here? I should just honestly, yeah. So first, we don't actually need this anymore, and second, I think we should just handle that there, right, where it actually happens, right? So here, if you're not the owner, right, we should just early return. There's no point. Poker, good evening, buddy. So here, I believe we should just like early return. The field should be the main. The message should be this. right? Yeah, and then we can get rid of that. Give me 1 second. Okay, good. And then I can actually just treat this one as a generic one, right? So here we can just say if something else happens, we can say reply dot send error, and then we can say 500 and then error, right? Then we no longer need this. Okay, great. Raps, good evening, buddy. How are you? It's not owner, do this crap, right? Okay, good. So that's one thing down. So we no longer need to report that, right? So that's good. And then we have a bunch of those, right? So those are, and then we have a bunch of validation errors here. So let's see, user controller 404. And yeah. Not sure yet. I'm just fixing some things that I've seen in the logs now, and then we're gonna figure out what we do. So let's just say body tags map, blah, blah, blah. So for some reason we fail here. User tags, user ID. And this is when we're doing what? When we're doing an update. So yeah, this is pretty scary. So this we should fix. So where is this happening? So wait a minute. Null value in column tag ID of relation user tags violates non-null constraint. So basically this can only be if the user is trying to update the profile without the tag, right? Which there's no chance it can happen through this UI, right? Because if you delete all of the actual tags from here, you can't save because we prevent you to do that, right? Yeah. Exactly. So let's go to our database locally, right? What? You kidding me? No way. Wow. Okay. Jesus Christ, man. Are you kidding me? Give me 1 second. Shit. Oh, 2 seconds. Redis, Postgres. Yeah, shit. I just need to connect to my Postgres locally and Postgres password. Database. Yeah, wait, where's Postgres? Postgres here, right? Almost done. Oh, I see. Nice. Okay, great. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Let's get back here. Let's go to Postgres public. And then what do I want to do? Yeah, so let's just test this thing. So let's go over here and is profile complete false, right? I want to try something, right? So if we go over here now, I suspect that for some reason people can pass this stage without providing a tag. Is that possible? Okay, so it isn't possible. Okay. All right. So how the hell do we even end getting this stuff? User controller 404, yeah. Body.tags.map. Tag ID. Juan, good evening, buddy. And thank you very much for the follow. All the user tags here. So we do indeed have a tag ID and user ID. Yes, that's correct. Tag ID of relations to text value is not null constraint. So basically, somehow someone managed to get in a state here where they tried to update the profile, but the tag ID wasn't there. And I have no idea how is that possible, actually. Value 82. So that's correct, right? So we can see that that's correct. And obviously now if we would omit this payload, right? So if I actually go back here, if you try to do this, let's try this again. So save. Let's grab this payload, right? Let's copy the payload. Let's open our Thunder client here, right? And let's do a post to that, right? So let's smack this body here, right? And we're gonna grab that same thing. So we're gonna do a put request to this thing. We're gonna grab a JSON web token from the cookies, right? So let's grab this fella over here. Let's go to headers cookie, right? And do this and try this. You don't have for whatever reason I can't seem to be able to make the standard client do this shit, man. Unbelievable. Don't have access, please authenticate. I am giving you a fucking cookie, man. What are you talking about? Ah, I actually missed the part of it as well. It could be that as well. Still, it doesn't like it. User agent. I don't get why. Like, there's something fucked up. It just doesn't like the cookies. If we switch this to really anything else, if we switch to, let's say curl, right? And if we try with curl, I'm sure this is gonna work. Yeah, so let's try to emit from this payload the tags, right? And give me 1 second, just one moment. Where was this? Over here, right? User ID. It was 404. It was... Yeah, it's in here, right? So if we emit... Yeah, so if we omit the tags, right? So where's the tags here? Tags, yeah. So if we do this thing, right? And then copy this curl, that should recreate that error, right? No, and then of course we fail with the validation error. So that's also correct, right? So it's actually super strange how this error occurs at all. Null value in column tag ID of relation user tags. Let's actually take a look at the validator for this. Like, I'm genuinely now actually super interested to see how do we even get to that point, right? Let's go to the router of this thing. So let's see, params, blah, blah, this is all of the shit that we should move elsewhere from here. And so tags have a label and value, right? Which are strings. Yeah, that's correct, right? So how the hell do we manage, how the hell did anyone manage to pass this and get to this non-value in column tag ID relation to tags value? It's non-null constraint. Super, super awkward. I literally can't. So it's definitely has, so body tags, and then this ends up being null, right? So it's almost like this ends up being null, right? And if we hit this now again, right, we should get that error, right? And actually, no, let's do an actual valid thing just so we can actually pass that validation, right? So we do this, we grab this crap again. Thank you very much for the follow, Empril. Okay. Null value in column tag ID relation violates a non-null constraint. Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of literally what this is, right? Null value in column tag ID of relation user tags. Yeah, exactly, right? So that's good. So I'm genuinely now interested, like, how did we ever manage to get the null value in here, right? So Rana, good evening, buddy. So let's get over here again. So if we go to the client, what if I say value here is null? But then that shouldn't pass validation. That's the thing, right? So that's the only assumption I can make now. Yep. I think that's the issue, right? No, invalid input syntax for integer. Let's try null like this. Nope. So I can't literally break through it. Like, what else can we do? Value, label, agile. I mean, this obviously cannot be in the JSON, right? What if I do empty string? No, that doesn't work. What if I say 1? All right, I have no idea. I have no idea how someone actually managed to get into that state, right? Null value in column tag ID of relation. How did someone actually manage to pass the actual validation, right? It's almost, well, I mean, it's been impossible if you ask me. So how did this tag ID end up being null or something? What if we yeah, but then if we omit tags as we saw, right? Then that also doesn't work, right? Yeah, we get the instance blah blah blah. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, exactly, right? Okay. What if we omit the object inside? Ooh, interesting. So maybe this is it, right? So I did now manage to save my profile without any tags, right? Yeah. Oh, fuck. Good. So that is a bug. Yeah, that is a bug indeed. So could it be something related to that? Okay, well, let's first fix that, right? So this thing should be min length 1, right? So that's number 1 thing. Let's try this again. Oops. Yeah, let's try this again now. What? Is this the update? Yeah. So that's not good. Ah, shit, sorry. My bad, my bad. It's I remember now. It's not min length, it's min items, right? It's min length is for the string, so there should be min items, right? Exactly. So try this again, and that should fail. Yeah. Must not have fewer than 1 items. Yeah, exactly. So let's actually go to the front and just copy the error from there, because we have that in the front, right? Yeah, here's the, do we have a custom message for that though? Give me 1 second. Yeah, okay, well, never mind, but that's good. So it's actually, this was an issue. We should have never allowed this, right? I mean, items, can I just say here, error message? Exactly. Let's try that again. Please select at least 1 tag. Okay, great. So that's good. So that was for sure an issue, right? This is the only thing I could find that could cause the thing that we saw there, right? Which is this one. Yeah, that's the only thing I could really see. All right, let's solve this one now. So soon we're going to start building some feature. I just wanted to kind of start the stream today by fixing some of those errors, right? We can't allow those errors to pile up, even though those are not critical errors. They're not really affecting anything much. We should clean those up every day, pretty much. Bugs should always have priority, especially if they're small like this thing. Okay, so we have this get article, and for this thing, I remember that I'm using some additional decorator, and I believe the issue is within that decorator. I think I'm returning, resolving. So let's see, get article. Yeah, over here, right? And I have this is logged in. So let's go to setup decorators. So it's this one. So we await. Yeah, so this is definitely related to that error we saw, right? So this one, reply was already sent. Let's try to, how could I get this error? How can I get this error? How can I replicate it locally? Let's try that. So let's, okay, so here's one draft article, right? So here's the draft, and that's all cool, right? Now let me actually go and log out and try this now. So this should now fail, and boom, reply was already sent, right? So basically this is happening when somebody who is not logged in tries to see the draft article, right? Okay, great. And why is this happening though, right? So I guess, I see. So I wonder then, should we return here? Should we not use the done? Should we just say, return, would we just say reply dot send error? Is that send error? Is that the one? Yeah. So reply send error. Yeah, let's just use that generic step just to see if this actually fixes it, right? So let's go there again. So yeah, so this should solve it, right? So we get 403 for that. So let's actually use 403 as well. Actually, it would be more accurate to use 403 than 401 because this indeed is forbidden, right? So let's just replace this. Yeah, right? Exactly. So now if I refresh, we should, and that error that was reported should be gone, right? If I whatsoever go ahead and log in, let's just, if I go here, it should all be good again, right? Beautiful. Okay, great. So that one is fixed as well. And then, yeah, we're not using this error object here, so let's get rid of it. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. So we solved that one as well. Validation error. So I believe that we're going to solve all of those now with this tags thing that we did. I feel that those should all disappear because they're all related to that. So let's just go once more. And so min items, label value string. We have the min items now. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. All right, so I think that's great. So let's yeah, fix Grafana low key errors. Beautiful. Yeah, let's commit this and deploy this to production immediately. All right, beautiful. Let's see if there's, so I think all of those are related. Invalid state, I think it's related pretty much to token expiring, right? Auth controller line 27. Let's take a look at that one. So let's go to auth controller and let's go, oops, no. Auth controller, shit, where is that? Is that really what it was? Where is it? API auth controller, API auth controller, line 27. Sync GitHub repositories, I see, yeah. Okay, we're not gonna fix that one now. Validation errors, I think all of those should be gone. This we've fixed. Yeah. And article ID must be number. Okay, let's actually, and where is this happening? Do we have a stack trace? I don't know, I need to. Give me a second. Let's find create article. Wait, this is front end, right? All right. Let's go here. Article schema, article body, article JS, article body. Luminex, good evening, buddy. Not much, man. Just before we start hacking on something specific, just fixing a few bugs from our logging. Yeah, no robot yet tonight. Okay, so I think the issue here is that article must be number. Params article ID must be number. Yeah. And I think it is number in general, right? But maybe MDR boss. Good evening, buddy. Params. Params. Okay. I see. Give me a second. So article params create article. Schema article body. Article ID type string. So where the hell is this error coming from then? Params article ID must be number. Interesting. Let's see. I literally don't see article ID anywhere being a number. Oh shit, here, okay. Bookmarks, type number, I see. It could be that maybe, right? So this is when one is trying to bookmark something. Let's test that locally, right? So if I go to articles that are not written by me, let's say, is there anyone shit combined? Yeah. Okay, so let's say I want to bookmark this. Ah, okay, good, good. So we introduced the regression here. Interesting. So let's see. So this view has it messed up. Good, very good, super good. Is it working from this view? It is, it is. Okay, so we found the bug. Beautiful. Fuck. That's why you need error reporting or any logs, right? So we can see if we go to this combined view, right, we can see that what we're sending actually is undefined, right? So let's go to front end. Let's find combined. Let's find combined. And list item is an article, right? I'm not using TypeScript, no. So add bookmark. So this article ID essentially is undefined, right? So let's print that. Alrighty. Let's go and try that again. Yeah, article ID is undefined. Beautiful. Okay. So let's see why. Where is this article ID coming from? From some data. Let's print this data. All right. What is the data? Okay, so we can clearly see that the actually article ID is missing here, right? I mean, it's not a preference. It's a technical decision that's. I'm not using it in this project because of reasons that would slow me down when it comes to prototyping and stuff like that. I use TypeScript in general. I use it at work. But when it comes to building a whole social platform on your own, almost, then it's not helpful. It's actually, it does more harm than good. Because you see, I build this platform live every night. I don't have a established feature list. I don't get mockups from designers, right? We're prototyping live. Every single feature we build, we do it on the spot. And that's where TypeScript sucks, because I don't want to be fighting with types while I'm prototyping, right? So when this platform reaches some state, if ever, where, where it's stable and stuff, then we're going to sit for 2 streams or maybe 1 and add TypeScript, right? It's not rocket science, right? Rows. I'm not a front-end developer. I'm a full stack engineer. And you can ask me, of course. So we have the rows here. Okay, so it seems to me basically the only thing that we have to really do is, yeah, I see. Okay, that's super strange. By user tags. So what we need to do basically is we need to we just need to include in the schema, in the response schema, we need to include the ID, and I think the issue is going to be fixed, right? But we are actually including the ID, so that's a bit strange, right? So there is an ID here. Thank you very much for the Colby. Thank you very much for the follow. So wait a minute. Give me 1 second. Now I'm learning C# syntax right now, completing Microsoft courses, and I don't know where to start after that. Well, that really depends what it is that you want to build, right? I mean, depends what type of developer you want to be. Do you want to build web pages or desktop apps, right? So that's one. Good afternoon, Ryan. So that's fundamental question number one, right? What it is that you want to build. That's the most fundamental question. And then the second question is, how are you learning if you're not building, right? You're saying I'm doing courses and stuff. What do you do in those courses if you're not building things, right? Pagination scheme. Ah, I see. Get articles by user tags. Okay, so here, this is the reason why we are excluding the ID from here, right? And that's why this is getting broken, right? 100%. Let's try that again. Yeah, now we are actually getting, I can see the ID here, right? Okay, I see. Good, all good, all good. We're almost there. And then if we get over here, so the data does have the ID, right? And here is the article ID. Yeah, exactly. So why? Very interesting. Summary source slug link. Summary source slug link title. Get articles by user tags, right? Yeah. We did include the ID. Okay, so, I see. What? All right, what? Okay, this is a different endpoint. That's why, most likely, right? Yeah, okay, great. I got it, because we implemented this recently just as a, yeah, okay, I see. All right, all good. Yeah, okay. I see. So let's do that as well, right? So get articles. So let's get articles by user tags. Get article. Get article. Get all articles, exactly. It's so this should solve it, right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, great. So we got that one down as well. Yeah, that is the problem, right? That is the fundamental problem. Then in that case, the course is really bad, right? Those I often speak about those things in my stream, right? You have to find a way to build the actual things, to see something tangible, right? Building console apps is useless and it's very demotivating, because for the most part, most people are wondering, what the hell am I building? Why am I doing this? Why am I looping through the list of 5 numbers? Why am I building, you know, so you have to find something more meaningful to build, right? So you have to find a more balanced way to learn. So find some course, either the course that does some web development in C# or system level stuff, but that guides you to actually building something real, right? I'm not saying that what you're doing is useless. Of course not. It's just that way of learning is obsolete, right? That's the most bottom up way of learning you can imagine. It's like you go for those super small steps, you build some crap, right? So you don't want to do that, right? You find a different course, then find a course that still teaches you basics but then builds up through the actual thing that you build, right? That's the fundamental if you don't want to get bored and demotivated of what you're doing, right? You need to build things. This is like somebody, imagine somebody try to teach you, how to use a shovel or a hammer, or a brush to paint something, but they didn't actually allow you to paint. You were just sitting and touching your table with the paint, right? So you have to. Programming is just a tool, right? It's not some abstract, holistic thing. Programming is no different than a hammer or a jigsaw or a screwdriver, right? It's just a tool to build things. And if you're not using those tools to build things, then it's very difficult to it's like you buy a guitar, but somebody doesn't allow you to play songs. It's like, no, 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 you're not going to be like the best, for example, actually great metaphor here would be if you ever want to start playing an instrument, the best way to start learning that instrument is to play songs, to learn other songs, as many songs as you can, right? Of different types. So it's the same with programming. You need to find a better course then that takes you through the whole journey, but where you build things, right? That's incredibly fundamental, right? Otherwise, you're not gonna end up in a bad place, right? Okay, great. So I think we fixed pretty much all of them. We'll see now. We're gonna monitor this maybe in 2 days again and see if they are happening again. And if they are, then we're gonna go back here and fix them, right? How did you create a separate GitHub page? So give me just 1 second to make sure that I didn't fuck up the production server. No, I didn't. So it's you just create an organization, Numinix. You need to create the organization, right? So you create so this is a programmer network organization, right? So you need to create the organization, and then when I'm creating, yeah, and then projects, you just, yeah. Well, when you're creating a project, right? When you're creating a project, you can choose, do you want a tabular view, board view, or the roadmap view, right? And then they have some templates here, right? But yeah, I've created this organization because, yeah, then when Kirill and I are building things, we are building them under the umbrella of this organization, right? And then we also got accepted into this sponsorship stuff. I'm gonna start sharing this sponsorship stuff with people soon. I'm gonna try to get a few $1,000s a month. I'm gonna try to find sponsors for this project so I can actually do it more and stuff. So I'm gonna soon. That's why I'm waiting a bit for the YouTube as well. Right, we recently created this YouTube channel, right? So I'm waiting to at least get a few thousand people there, and then I'm gonna start looking for sponsors, like companies, primarily companies, right? Someone who's willing to pay maybe a few $100s a month. That the organization, I think the organization is the only way to do that. I don't think there's another way. All right. So we fix those bugs now, or yeah, those, let's call them bugs, sure. All right, so let's see what we want to do now. Let's see what we want to do now. Actually, yeah, I actually saw one event propagation bug is that when I click now here, you see what happens. We actually propagate, so the event propagates, but so two events happen. We fall into, so let's actually fix this. I saw this like last night when we released that thing. So the problem is, let's say A, and then I create a link here, right? And then I do this. So when I click the link, it actually, right, goes to the thought, and then, so we need to fix that. So let's fix that in the UI. Oops. What is it? Where do we go? Where do we go? We go, I guess, to the feed. Then we go to thoughts tab. I guess we then go to the feed item, right? Yeah. And then somewhere here we're linking on the content, right? Yeah. I suppose, right? Yeah. Yeah, over here, right? Handle navigate, right? Let me just return here to make sure. Well, you don't need to use a database, right? You need to do it obviously step by step. You don't need persistent data, right? You don't need the database to learn, right? You need to scope your stuff so you learn it in a realistic way, right? You cannot if you're a complete beginner to programming, then you can't just say, well, let me actually go ahead and also, let me just learn programming databases, backend and frontend at once. No, nobody, I think, yeah, nobody achieved that in history. I mean, that's incredibly difficult, right? Like, you need to be realistic, right? This stuff is complicated, right? It's not. Don't trust those fucking things like learn programming in 3 hours. Such thing doesn't exist, right? This is a tough industry, and just give it time. You don't need a database. Just scope it to, let me build a website that has some inputs, or I don't know, let me build some C# web app that has some input, some form. I fill in some buttons. I fill in some input. It's stored in a local memory, whatever, right? So, and of course, you need the bottom up approach as well. You still need to learn what a function is, what a variable is, and all of that stuff. I'm not saying that you don't, but you need to do that through building, right? Okay, so the prevent default kind of messes it up, and that's good. Omega might be trash. Thank you, buddy. Actually, my bad as well. And let me just return here. Let's just fix this one hopefully quickly. So I click on this, but I'm not actually getting that I'm not getting any type though. Let's see here. What the fuck? Am I actually updating the right thing? Handle navigate, author thought. Ah, shit, my bad. Okay, this is why. Okay, try that again. Data type null. Okay, so that is the problem, right? So why is the data type null? Because we're no longer adding this attribute data ID, right? And data type. And where were we actually adding this? I guess at one point in this project sometimes. I see, HTML attributes, data type link. So for some reason, if I inspect this, that bad boy is not gonna have it. Ah, I know why. Okay, it's probably our it's probably our sanitizer, right? So I think on the anchor tag, we need to allow an attribute called data type, I suppose. What about now? That's the way you do it. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Data type link. Beautiful. So that was missing. That was a regression. So I click this. Okay. Data type link. Okay. And what was my idea back then? So if data type is link, return. If it's a mention, do this. I am. Yes. Yes. And then data ID as well. All right. Cool. Data type, data ID. And where is the data ID? Where have we used that? Data ID. Single thought. All right. Okay, so the issue is here. Let's fix it. So yeah, so we actually need to say a prevent default, right? And the prevent default is going to prevent the link to do its default behavior, right? Which is going there, right? Now, give me a sec. So I think that's kind of what I messed up back then. So let's see. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. And then let's see. So yeah, this is the fix. Yeah, I can see what I did wrong back then. It was just probably a random shit in the stream. So if I'm clicking on this, yeah, beautiful. So now we actually need to. So now we actually have to manual. So we have to programmatically do this, right? So here we're gonna say, can I just say get src, right? Or href, right? Give me the link, right? Yeah. And what was it? Window.open, right? Exactly. Okay, now it actually does what I want. And then still it goes in here. Oh my God, Panos is here. Move the prevent default below the return for link. No, why? I do want it here. Move it, why? Trust gamers, good evening, buddy. What's wrong with it being here? Ah, you mean so I don't need this, right? I mean, that's not a bad idea, yes. Yeah, yeah. You mean basically do this, right? And then we technically, right? Well, let's make sure we understand both what I'm doing here, right? So yeah. So let's see. So actually, I think in a way, I think you're right, Panosa. I think you're right. I think the only question now is, give me a second, data type. I think you're right, but you're only right if here I can pass blank or some shit. If not, then you're not right, right? So here we need to, if I can say open, you know, wait, tip tap. Good night, Leo, my friend. Sleep well. Thank you for coming, man. Tip tap link. So I need to open it in a new window, right? I don't want to open it in the same window. Let me just put on some music. So let's see, blank or something. We need blank, or we need the target, right? Okay, beautiful. There is a target. Great. And where do we pass it to HTML attributes? Beautiful. Great. Okay, in that case, then you are right, yes. Why the fuck is it not working? Target blank? Yeah, it's not actually working. Ah, I know why it's not working. Never mind. It's not working because we need, I think, probably to make a new link, right? Maybe. I don't fucking know. Can I mean, I could explain you that, man, but that's very broad, right? That's like saying, can you explain me medicine, right? That's incredibly broad, right? Which backend, right? Like it's like saying, can you explain me whole programming, right? So that's incredibly, incredibly broad. So you can see actually it's not adding the target. Why is it not adding the target? So why is it not adding this crap, man? No way, Panosa, that you're leaving already, that you can live without me. Sounds good, my friend. Thank you. What will Alex do now? Exactly. No, but well, I mean, he actually, yeah. Yeah, this is not working. It's not actually working, right? Yeah, but they're saying that the target is by default blank, which is also false. It's not. Why are they saying that, right? It's definitely not, right? Yeah, it definitely isn't blank, right? No, no, like I mean, why the unless I'm doing something, right? Let's take a look at that. That's like definitely not, right? Feed item, data type, blah blah blah, whatever shit, right? Let's just comment this shit whole thing out, right? So let's just do like this, right? Yeah, well, that's also what I was doing. Yeah, it's just like yeah, what they are claiming is not true, right? That's why I was going that way because I feel at one point in time we already tried this crap. Now when I think about it, why am I thinking? Yeah, yeah, definitely not. So I don't fucking know. So I will indeed do the window open. I agree with you, Penosa. I mean, it's clearly better to write. I mean, if we can write less, of course, but I don't think that. Yeah, you can see. So this is what I actually want, right? And then I need to do the same logic there. Thank you, fellas, for your follows. Pretty much, very much appreciated. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, great. So the issue is fixed. That's amazing. Let's also check now this thing, right? So when we create a mention, I think we also mess this up. Penosa, man, love you, dude. Sleep well or enjoy whatever you're doing. Thank you for passing by even for 5 minutes. I really appreciate it, man. Okay, I see now. I see now. So okay. Okay, great, good. So here, basically, I think we also need to say data. How am I doing it? Data type, yeah. So we're gonna do pretty much the same mention, and we're gonna do data type mention, I guess. I'm not sure if this is actually done automatically by the mention plugin itself. Let's not do this until we check that out. But also we need to update our sanitizer, right? So we can't forget that. So let's update the sanitizer. So use HTML, some crap, whatever I called it. And what element is this? This is, can I add some other attribute to it? Shit, because this is a span, right? Option suggestion character, render label. So yeah, we need to slightly modify this because I think we are having exactly the same issue here, because when you click on the, yeah, 25 gold, good evening, buddy. So this is kind of regressions from when we switched from draft.js to this, right? So it's fine. Let's just fix. Actually, I'm very happy to fix this now. It's long overdue, right? So let's go to mention. Let's see what's happening here, right? No, it's not a wallpaper. It's yeah. It is what is it called? Wait a minute. Okay, so we definitely need this without a question, right? But I want more. I want more here. Suggestion. Didn't I write some code for this mention list? Yeah, exactly. Here it is, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is the list, right? What about the other shit? This is the trigger, bottom, blah, 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 escape, component, render, mention list, yes. Draft, good evening, buddy, to you as well. I hope you're well as well, man. How is life? But okay, look, we don't need all of that complexity, right? So if I go here, I think pretty much what we need is, okay, shit. And this is gonna be a bit problematic, right? Because we do need this. Because now I believe if I go to the tags viewer, right? Tags and JavaScript. Actually, no, actually, yeah, that's pretty good. No, that's great. Just finished the laundry. Nice. I also played with my kid, put him to bed and all of that, and now just here hanging out with you, Fox. Let me try one thing here. Let's just see. I need to memorize how this works. Beautiful. Oh, so nice, so nice. Okay, can we return a JSX element from here? Does it have to be like a string like this? Let me try. Can I say, hey, I want to return an actual div here, my friend? And then like, can I do that? I'm not quite sure if this takes a node or not. No, it doesn't work. Okay, fair enough. Render label. Pros mirror node. The class represents pros mirror node. Render label options. Render label props. Okay. So here we need to somehow add this ID to the span when it's generated, right? Where was this generated? I don't remember. Let's try to find that, right? So we have this crap here. What does this? Let's go to tip tap mention, right? Define how mention label should be rendered. Yeah, that's not super useful, is it, right? We need more. We need more of that, right? Let's go to the source code here. Let's see what they mention. Interesting. Yeah, here is the data ID, exactly. So why is this not added? Okay, great. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, ID, data ID, exactly. Attributes ID. So where is this add attributes? Where is this called? Render HTML. Merge attributes, data type, this.name, exactly. So I actually don't need this here. HTML attributes mention configure. So how do we, how can we do that? Give me a moment. How can we actually get them? Because that's what we're missing now. We're missing the ID and stuff. So like why, right? Why is it not creating it? Okay, let's try ChatGPT for the first time today. Let's actually try to give it this whole source code if it's not too long, right? Can you decipher out of this tip tabs mention plugin? How can I ensure that the data ID and data type are added as attributes on each mention node when it's rendered in HTML? Yeah, but it doesn't. That's the problem. The only, yeah, so maybe, okay, I know what's the problem. The problem is sanitizer, right? That kind of sucks, right? Is there an option or an argument where I can change the default tag of the mention right now inside the span? Okay, but I think I remember now. So basically, this is the problem, and I don't like this, but we need to say data ID and then data type. And then in my opinion, it should work, right? So if we go back here, and actually let's remove those two. Let's say algorithms, Angular, right? Data type, right? There it is. Mention data ID, right? Well, my sanitizer is very aggressive. It sanitizes everything that I don't tell it not to sanitize, right? So that's good, right? So yeah, so this kind of sucks, right? So it's always rendered inside a span, right? And I don't really like that. So we could contribute to this thing, right? Yeah, I don't want to fork this, right? Like I don't want to fork this thing, right? So it's okay. But I think we can fix this anyway as it was working before, right? So I think we're pretty good, right? So let's do that right away. So data ID, data type, yeah. The problem is, actually, yeah, I mean, that should already be working now, I think. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, fixed. Yeah, now it's actually taking us again back to the tags page, right? I bet many of you didn't even know that this page existed, right? All right, great. So that's fixed as well now. Beautiful. Okay, let's push that. Yeah, this has been broken for a while now, for sure, right? Okay, great, beautiful. Fixed an issue with clicking. Beautiful. Okay, great, amazing. I mean, I did that already, man. Let's take a look at that now. Okay, it's deploying. Amazing. Great. Um, should we update the change log already? Okay, let's try to add another one. I wonder if this is one of the boxes, right? Let's try to make it. Yeah, exactly. Beautiful. And let's say here, what is it? This max width. We don't have a CMS for this, right? Yeah, it was during the draft JS, 100%. Yes. Quinn, my pleasure, man. My pleasure. Whenever you need help, I'm here. A display grid is amazing, right? But for two-dimensional things, right? You would not use a grid for this. This is just one dimension, right? No, 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 absolutely not. Absolutely not. They serve different purposes, right? All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Man, like it's the best. It's the best fucking tool in the world for that. Like I shit you not. It's just amazing, right? It's absolutely amazing. Okay, we can see this is fixed. Do you major in networking? Do you mean do you have a? Did I study university for in IT for IT? Is that what you mean? And there's no major in networking. I don't know that there's a school for networking. There's Cisco Academy. There's Microtik. I don't know if there's a networking university. That wouldn't make sense. Okay, great, beautiful. So let's just go blah 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 here, bug fixes. So what I'm gonna do actually, what I noticed in mobile this morning when I was checking this stuff we did last night is that we forgot to kind of change the title of this right on mobile. So let's make sure that yeah, this thing on mobile is smaller. So let's say text Excel and then MD text for Excel. I did study computer science, yes, many years ago. But where I come from, there's no such thing as networking university. There's Cisco Academy. And my career started as a Cisco engineer. But yeah, but to be honest with you, there's so many stupid fucking universities today. It's unreal. Like people study all sorts of shit today. It's really ridiculous, right? It's actually beyond ridiculous, right? There's all sorts of shit like sciences, fucking gender studies and shit like that. Like schools are completely getting annihilated, right? It's just so much idiocracy in the world. It's not even real, man. All sorts of bullshit. Just milking poor students for money. Something they're gonna be paying off their debts for the rest of their lives. Just fucking stupid shit, man. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah. Maybe the white was way too radical. No, actually, that's okay. All right. All right. All good. And then, what the fuck? Yeah. And the only other thing I need to do, I mean, man, like the thing is, I think one fundamental thing about universities today is that university used to be many years ago the only source of knowledge, right? And those times are gone for a very long time. So if you of course you cannot be self-taught doctor, right? I would not allow you to cure me, right? But for anything technical, if you have the discipline and continuity and consistency and the willpower, you don't need school. Right now, I'm not the one who wouldn't suggest that people go to school, especially people who are not organized, who are bad at those things. I think they should definitely go to school, to university. But those that do have the discipline and, you know, the necessary skills, they don't need it at all. It's all about the discipline and willpower, man. If you have this, you are can get very far in life. If you don't have those, then no university is gonna help you. Text cell. Okay. All right, so we fixed that now. Um, let's also just add here. Likewise, man. Likewise. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to discuss something ever, feel free to come around and we can hang out. All right, beautiful. All right, great, good. So that's really great. So that's actually what I wanted to do, and that's amazing. That's still, let's just click around a bit. That's really great. That's good. Did we push all this? Let's push the change log for now, and then we'll update it soon if we do more work. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Foster dog. Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. Let's close up some of this crap. Sako, my friend. Can't wait to see you, man, on Saturday. It's been long. It's long overdue with our better halves. Really? I do? Shit, I do. You're absolutely right. Let's nuke the fella. Let's push that. The changelog right now is incredibly simple, right? It cannot be simpler. We don't have any CMS for it and stuff. So this is perfect, right? There's no difference between this and Markdown, right? It's the same crap, right? What would be the difference if this was markup? Can you tell me? And hey Morris as well. So how would this be different if this was markup? What I mean, what would be easier for me? That's what I mean. This is, I think, the only place where we're using border radius, and I think this is the only place also where border radius makes sense, right? Because without it over here, right, it looks a bit strange, right? And Trav, good night to you as well, my friend. Thank you very much for sticking around. Actually, let's see how he triggered me now with the with rounded, right? But I think in this context, it looks pretty shitty, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not that I don't like the border radius. I want this platform is very futuristic, very sharp, right? So you can see there's almost nothing rounded in this platform, right? But yeah, right, you get what I mean. In this context, right, it just kind of yeah, it just didn't it looks bad, right? So it's kind of, yeah, I'm very strict about those things, right? But still, sometimes it just looks bad, right? And is this really an emoji or what? Yeah, that's not any fucking emoji then. Are you kidding me, man? Yeah, same, man, same. And this platform is always going to be pretty much just very very plain, right? That's how my brain works. And honestly, I hate rounded things. My brain is very geometric. It's very kind of it's literally yeah, it's very sharp, right? My brain is geometric. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. All right, great. So let's see what else do we do, right? So I mean, today clearly we're not going to build any major new feature, and that's okay, right? Those were actually bugs worth. I also hate animations. Sure, sometimes animations can make sense. They can convey something, but you really need to be good at that, and you need to have a animation isn't something you just fart and it happens, right? Even though if I had the skills to implement a farting animation, I would do that immediately on this platform. But yeah, um, yeah, I don't think this is the case anymore. So let's spend the rest of the stream. Fuck it, just right. So it's actually pretty strange that there's really no link. Yeah. Exactly. They look the same because you're 100% right. They look the same because they're all bootstrapped, right? They're all bootstrapped because the thing is, right? That's the thing, right? I actually support those types of websites. Why? Because that is the difference. That's why, for example, if I truly wanted to build this platform in the right way, in the correct way, in the agile way, in the ship fast, fail fast way, I would have done every single thing differently. So if I wanted to, if programmer network for me was something I wanted to figure out if it's worth building and then fail fast, every single decision I made would be different. I would have never used Tailwind and built my own core components. I would have never built my own infrastructure. I would have never used nodejs or whatever. I would probably use some fucking website builder or something as generic and as abstract as possible And you get what I mean. So the difference between this project is that it's a fun project. It's obviously something I would like to succeed, but it's something that I'm not pressured to do, and I don't have a pressure of time and finance. I'm investing a little bit of time in this, the time that I do want to invest. But again, if that wasn't the case, then I would my this site would also look like every other site, right? Because when you're a startup, when you found a company, you don't have the time to initially in the initial phase, you just want to fail very fast, right? Or succeed, right? But either way, sometimes it's better to just fail fast than not, right? So that's why they look the same, right? Because when you start the company, the least of your concerns is how things look like nobody cares, right? You have to prove that there is a market fit for your product, right? That what you're building makes at least some sense, right? um, so having some design, nobody cares about that, right? That's the thing, right? Jesus Christ, is my Yeah, man, same, and no worries, man. And I'm sorry for waiting an extra day. We our friends from Austria, they left yesterday, so we basically spent almost 4 days together. So it just and I'm still exhausted, honestly. It's just then taking care of my son and all of that stuff, just crazy. Uh, you had a conversation you had to close. Oh, okay. I know what the conversation is about. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me just. But no, every single day when I come to this platform that we are building here together, man, it just feels good. I must admit, it feels good because, I mean, it's not something insane like, oh, the next, but we're constantly making progress, and it's so nice, man. Like, every week I come, we build something new, and it's like, I don't know, it just feels fucking cool. And I see more and more people, signing up and all of that stuff, and it's I don't know, it's pretty cool actually. Dude, why is this so fat? What is it? Is it like, why is this like so fucking fat, man? And there's no padding in there. So what is it? Is it the height? But it doesn't have a static height. So it's the flex. Okay, wait. Flex shrink, I think, right? What was it? No. Wait. It's because of this fella, I think, here. Oops. Yeah, I think this is great, right? And then we can say item center. Fuck, I don't like that. Is it really centered now? It's not. No, it's 100% not. I mean, I'm a pixel freak. I literally see it in 2 seconds. It's not. And that sort of stuff kills me like every time, man. I mean, this is not a great way to do it anyway. It's just an optical illusion, right? It's the illusion due to the emoji as well, right? Motherfucker. No, no, I don't. I cannot live with that. No, I can't. I can't live with that. No. So I'll just leave it like that, even though it looked a lot better, right? But fuck it. All right. Actually, screw it, right? I'm not gonna spend a minute more on that. Yeah. All right. So that's online. Okay. 50% height. You mean height 50%? Yeah, sure. I mean, the thing is, right? Again, this is a stream, right? And we I don't have any pressure. I can do whatever I want. But that's sometimes a good skill to have, but sometimes it's a very bad skill to have, right? Yeah, there's also 1.2. He is absolutely right. Yeah, we can do that as well. But yeah, oops. Oh shit. Wait, I need to do one thing. No, no, you're on the same version always. All right, fuck it. We're wasting time with this shit. Screw it, right? We'll do this another time. Like literally the least relevant stuff. It's just trying to do something, right? Okay. Pretty much exactly. Yeah, we never finished the scraper, but I think I'm gonna do that actually. So I'm just gonna reorganize this. I'm gonna move some of the things. Some of those things are should be done off stream. This is done. Implement a real tag system. Yeah, we'll need to do that as well. Add Twitch badges so more people can give their hard-earned money, hard-earned money to me because they feel special compared to other people. Okay, so this is a good task. You guys can basically, this is like a Twitter, right? You pay $8 so you appear better than others. Pretty much, super good investment from me, from you. Instantly. I need to milk you guys before I provide even any value at all. I mean, fuck it, man. Look at Twitter. That platform still provides no value even after what 15 years, and they're making money, so I can do the same. Why not? Right? You know, what's the value of Twitter, right? None. Sure, that's true. That's true. I know that they were losing money for many years. I don't know if they're making it today. I know that Elon fired a bunch of people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it became a cult, right? Twitter became a cult, not a company, right? With a bunch of assholes working there. Not all of them, but apparently a bunch of them. That's how it is. When you give power to people, they abuse it for the mostly. Me, MOH, thank you very much, buddy, for the follow. I hope you're having a good time. Let me just go through this a bit. Touch and throw people you follow, like. Carbon ads. What is this? Silver hand. Yeah. Aggregated feed has only to us. Just clean up a bit of this. Should disable metadata on Cloudflare images? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're actually doing this already. So we'll need to do the access control list stuff. So let's move this here. So we're gonna actually have a lot of great stuff to do in the upcoming streams, especially the castle, right? Because once we start building organization pages and stuff like that, right? We'll need you know, some access control lists, right? Some permissions, right? So I think we're gonna use castle. So that's gonna be an interesting one. It's been so long since I used that. My better half came from work. Write the general list of quick questions and record video on each topic. Fuck that. Actually, this could be an interesting one. Cheat sheets, right? This could be something that community could maintain, right? Like you go to programmer network cheat sheets and then some technology, right? That could be cool. Import articles from dev.to. Yeah, I think that could be a useful one to if we can get some people to sign up from there and switch platform. Let's kind of do that here. Add search bar in the nav, add CSS search library, mainly search, Stack Overflow like section. Use native notifications API on mobile and desktop. Yeah, that could be interesting eventually, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think this could be an interesting one. So let's kind of move that somewhere here. Direct to YouTube upload for courses. No, it's not going to be doing that. figure out the way. Yeah, unleash the hell. Fuck that. VS Code course, no, not really. Search library, man. You should create a section program network where people can showcase their stack and infrastructure. Yeah, this could be cool. I think Kirill has been working on this. So I'll need to ask him how far he got with it. So let's actually move this here. Okay, great. So let's move this other shit over there. This is actually good. This is kind of... No, we're not going to do this. No, I changed my mind. Let's get rid of that. GDPR. Oh yeah, fuck this. We need to add as soon as possible, right? GDPR consent. This is for legal reasons, right? Let's get rid of that. Did the music stop? Yeah, it did. Yeah. We don't use cookies, no. We don't use third-party cookies. Nor we use any user identifiable data, right? The only thing that the platform is using now, as it's written basically, I think I wrote that in it's written basically in privacy policy. The only way where cookies are used is by Cloudflare, and it's used by Matty, my friend. It's used by their browser insights, and they use this basically to monitor the performance of your site. Did you go with Golang? Nice, man. Very good. Beautiful language. Probably one of the most. Of course, man. Of course. Of course it is. Beautiful. Great, man. It's my favorite language, probably. That's very good. Very good. Yeah. Well, that's the only testing. That's the only testing that matters, right? The testing in the benchmarks in your own use case, right? All other benchmarks are just mostly useless, right? All right. So yeah. So I don't think we're gonna do anything major today anymore, at least. So I think we'll see, right? I need to start recording some courses, right? So I can also use this courses feature we recently built, right? You don't build APIs in Rust, no. Well, at least try, and then when you do it, then we can discuss it. So yeah, we have a bunch of those pretty cool features to build. And what was this? You use Go. You use, well, whatever. It's not that you can't literally build an API in Go, but the platform is, the language is not mature enough. It doesn't have enough of libraries. It doesn't have some of the basic things that you need to just build something very fast, right? So of course that building an API in Go eventually in Rust would be okay, right? But it's not about that, right? It's about when you're building something, you need libraries, you need the ecosystem, you need at least the most fundamental and basic things to exist. You're not going to be implementing your own OAuth or JSON Web Token authentication or anything like that, right? That's why I say to people who say build it in Rust, try building it in Rust and then we'll talk, because it's right. Most people who are talking about those languages like Rust and stuff, they actually, when I ask them in this stream, well, what did you actually build in Rust? They just disappear, right? no one yet has ever shared something that they've actually built that people are using, right? I just feel it's like a bunch of 16 years old kids here on Twitch wanting to be hackers, wanting to wear a black hoodie, pretending that they're fucking hackers, right? That's what I feel sometimes. Hector, it's been so long since I saw you, dude. Okay, so we let's just go back here again. Yeah, everybody is like hackers. Like, why are you not using Rust programming language? Well, what did you build in Rust? Well, and then they just vanish. Well, I haven't built anything in Rust yet, but if I did, it would be really fast. Fucking hackers, man. Everybody's hacker over chat and on the internet. But when it comes to building things, it's hard to find people that actually build something. It's crazy. I wonder if we actually have those now. Faxax, I'm sorry, man. Please don't find yourself in this discussion. Nothing to do with you, dude. Nothing to do with you. Like, please, I can see how it sounds, but nothing to do with you. No. You just mentioned Rust, and I'm just kind of sharing some experiences with you of what I've seen here. Poor guy felt completely attacked. I'm sorry, man. Oh, fuck. Completely attacked. It's like, why did I ever even ask this guy anything? Sorry, man. No, nothing to do with you. I'm sorry, man. Didn't wanna stress you out like that. It's just I'm just messing around a bit as well. Okay, what? Wait a minute. Let's go to localhost. Yeah. So if I actually the thing is, right, like as I always say, right, everyone can say things, very few people can do things, right? It's in the programming discussions, everybody is a hacker until you ask them to build something or to say what have they built, right? Or what's the great project that they have worked on, because programming isn't, again, something, it's not even something important, because the product of your work is your skills, right? So how good you are is defined by what you do, not what you say, right? So nobody gives a shit if it's like, I write my programs in Rust. Nobody uses my programs, sure, but I still write them in Rust, right? Nobody cares, man. Okay, like, nobody gives a fuck, right? It's like, it's ridiculous, man. I'm just like, sometimes I don't know. Nobody, I write Rust programming language, and yeah, I mean, one day somebody is gonna use my software. Right now, nobody does, but that's what it is. Handle click. Okay, I think this is pretty much what we need as well. We should probably abstract this into a single function. At this point, right, we're using it in like 15 different places. All right, beautiful. I think that's what we forgot. I'm sorry. I know that, yeah. You can already write the course, right? That's the thing. I need to be the courses are a public feature. Like, you can already go. We still need to finalize some stuff, but for the most part, it's a very simple thing, right? But you can already go to, here to courses, and then you can, fuck, actually. Shit. What? Wait a minute. No. Sorry. So that's what's unclear, I think. So if you go, what? So courses are public. Thank you very much for asking. Let me fix that right away because I've just noticed that. So stupid I am. Okay, give me a second. Let me go to courses and let me just nuke all of them, right? Let's nuke them all from Postgres. Well, if I wrote this in Rust, it would all be different. No courses found, so that's the problem, right? Okay. So if I go to production and I go to dashboard courses, okay, sorry, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So you can see if you go to your dashboard, right? It's just like I'm still kind of sleeping over the top navigation menu because the way that I generally work is like until I get an idea of how I want to do something, I don't do it, right? So I'm still trying to figure out, we're going to need some top menu or some menu somewhere because we're going to have a bunch of features eventually, right? I mean, we're going to have all of these features. Like right now we have almost or pretty much finished courses, right? Next feature we're going to build is projects. Then it's going to be meetups and podcasts and all of that crap, right? So at one point in time we'll need to put those links somewhere, right? So that's why it's all kind of here, right? Yeah, I can actually show it to you, right? Let's actually test it in production. So if I go here, I can say this is a test course by Alex. This is some description. And then here there's a slight bug, not bug, yeah. So if we create it, right, this is a test course. I create my first section. This is a section. This is a description, right? So now you're inside of this view. Now you can add lectures to that thing. So this is a first lecture. And then here you provide if you want, a YouTube URL. So if I go to my YouTube channel, right, and let's say we find some video, how do I do that? Yeah, so let's say this is one of the recent videos I recorded, right? I can paste that crap in here, and here I write the actual here I write the actual thing, right? So if I grab some of this content, right, let's do this and that. Haven't actually tested this in a while. Let's try create. Did we actually create it? Or did we mess it up? Yeah, maybe it's broken. Okay. Okay, so it does require, that's super strange as well. So actually it isn't broken, it just doesn't seem to be associating it to. Thank you very much for the follow. But yeah, this kind of we have built already. It's just okay. Let's I don't think we'll be able to fix this today. And then you just publish your course, right? And now if you actually go to courses now, like on your end, you're gonna see this, right? So but yeah, the thing is, so and we're gonna have a lot of this, right? But you can see actually there are some lectures. So if I click enroll, right, now I can go to course and I can actually see it, right? So it's almost kind of finished. I mean, it is finished. It's just, yeah, clearly there's few bugs that we have to fix, right? But it's a very simple view. It's basically you aggregate lectures. You have a course that contains sections and sections contain lectures, right? And then you can have, so there's few things that will, so I'm gonna create that, and tomorrow we fix that because I need to record now a few courses, right? So let's just say here, fix remaining minor issues on courses. So tomorrow we're gonna basically do this. Let's just say urgent small label bug, right? But yeah, and right now, I mean, obviously there's going to be, you saw when I was creating a course, there's going to be premium courses, but that's far, right? That's very far because first I need to record some courses. We need to get a lot more people on this platform, if ever, right? But the idea basically with this platform is that it ends up having all the kind of necessary features that a developer would need, right? So you want to find people to team up on the projects. you want to sell or watch courses, you want to find the local meetups or virtual meetups in your area, right? And then basically those three things are how one could monetize this platform, right? So you can get organizations and companies and agencies here, but I don't give a shit about those three. What I want to do is I want to build something useful for us developers, and then if I manage to do that, then getting the other parties involved is easy, right? And I mean, I had an idea to host this on some distributed network on blockchain as well, right? So we'll see. But for now, this is a project that I do only in the streams with a limited amount of time, right? So for now, it's what it is, right? I don't. My brain is starting to shut down. I'll just push this thing. Thing changes. Let's push it. Is there something we have forgotten to do in the change log today? Yeah, you have to hype it up. You have to hype it up a lot. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Let's just call it let's call it a day, fellas. Let's call it a day. We did a bit of work, and that's fine. Yeah, what is to say? Another day, another night, another session, another crunch mode, and yeah, as always, thank you for being here. Very little abusement, exactly. Very little robot, yeah. Fax hack, thank you very much. Also for following and all of that stuff, and for discussions. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna go see my wife a bit now, have some food, and go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice sleep. Have a good day. And yeah, good night, everybody. Have a good one, and peace out. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye. Ciao.